Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Techy podcast, where we bring on franchisees and members of the team to get interviewed and tell us a little bit more about Techy. I'm the host. I'm Harel. Here we have AJ. AJ, could you introduce a little bit about yourself, a little bit on your background, where you're from, how long have you had your store?
Good to be here, everybody. My name is AJ Vagaita, 46, a new franchisee with Techy. Been in this business 20, almost 25 years old, which explains my hairline now. But new to the Techy family, so 5 months in, a little over 5 months in, 5.5 months in now. And couldn't be happier. Things are progressing in the right direction. Me personally, married, 2 kids, born and raised in London, lived down here in beautiful South Florida now for 30 plus years, and just opened a new store in my backyard, literally 5 minutes from home.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear. And so far, you have this one location that you've had for 5 months, but in general, in the phone world, you've been doing this business for around 20 years or so, right?
A little over 20 years now. Yeah, I'm one of the old farts in this business now. Started out when it was just a Nokia phone and then a Motorola flip, and progressed to this craziness that's going on now with AI configured phones. It's gone crazy, but we're here.
Yeah, so you've been there since day one. And what was the sort of style or pieces of the businesses you've had in the past, and what eventually led you to wanting to open a Techie store specifically?
So I have always been in the accessory end of the business. And you buy a new phone and you come and see me. We've done simple Simon cases to chargers, and eventually progressed into the bling bling cases that you see these fancy shanties wear. And we custom make our cases with Swarovski crystal. And that's been a big part of our business over the years. The progression to Techie happened recently, where the mall I was in is closing and looking for a new location. I've known the ownership of Techy, and we're friends now for 20 plus years, and just called the owner just to check up on the kids. And one way or the other, we were talking, and he said, why don't you consider this? And I wasn't sure, but after looking, I think I totally made the right decision. Super happy to be part of the Techy family.
Wonderful. So one thing that I wanted to ask is the location that you chose. As you mentioned, it's 5 minutes from home, and it's not in a mall like your previous location. When you were shopping around for locations, how easy was it to find something that really you feel matched yourself? Were you waiting a long time, and how did the team really help find the location that was right for you among all the Techy places?
We all get used to and get stuck in our own ways. So I was in cruise control where I was, that, I was the man, and open up my store and make a comfortable living doing what I was doing. And when they announced that the mall's closing, things, my whole world kind of got turned upside down. So I said, we have to find a new store, a new location, pick up the business. And I don't care if you're moving across the country or across the street, you're the new guy, right? So I started driving within a 40, 50 mile radius from my house or for where my business is, and saw these malls or plazas that were saturated with one cell phone store after another. Or, hey, this shopping plaza is great, this anchors are great, this grocery store is great. But to get someone to open the door where the little guy that I would be in that plaza required no one's leaving the house to come and buy a cell phone case from me. You could do that online on Amazon. So felt like a dinosaur. And I said, I have to offer a service in order for success to be obtained. So definitely looked at the repair end of the business. And just to be AJ's repair shop, it would require a lot more work. And that's where Techy came into play, that, a renowned name, part of the industry, all these years in business, name recognition. And I said, this was the right way to go for us. So the plaza I'm in is right in front of a Walmart, next to a Starbucks, which are well established, but
it's great to hear that the Techy franchise and brand has helped you out. Is that something you feel with the store, that it was really, you feel the difference of people already knowing you when you come in and having stuff for marketing material?
So brand recognition from day one, the color configuration to, the logo on the shirt, everything just fits together seamlessly. Could you get there by yourself? Yes. But that 5-7 years of growing and saying, hey, this works, don't do red and try blue, and put a TV here and not here. All that stuff's taken care of already. They've been through the progression. They understand what works. And day one, you put the key in and all that stuff is done for you. You've got leaps and bounds ahead of a competitor that's just starting out and trying to put their foot in the door, you've got leaps and bounds ahead of a competitor that's just starting out and trying to put their foot in the door. Years and years of practice behind you, a proven method that works, that if you follow these steps, you should obtain success.
And so that involves around the Techy store and just Techy in general. But in your specific store, could you run us through like the daily routine, what it is that you do every day, what for operations, and what's a day in the life of AJ basically?
So wake up, and as long as the kids are not bothering me too much, we get to work, key in the door, and it's pretty seamless. So everything's kind of in cruise control now, 5 months later. Open the door, turn the alarms off, lights are on, put our devices out for the day, log into the system, which has already been established, right? So there's a point of sale. This is what needs to be done for the day. Log in, and there's pending repairs from the day prior that are waiting to be repaired. I'm waiting for UPS or FedEx to show up with parts that I may need for a particular repair. I check my leads to see, hey, so-and-so called, call them back. And hey, what did you folks need? Come on in. And after that, check the computer, check the email, and we're ready for business, rock and roll. Wait for the next guy to walk through the door.
So the services that you offer specifically at your location, like you said, the customized cases, that's something that you also moved on to the Techy store as well. Are there any specific services that you offer at your location that you find that the customers really appreciate?
Once they're in the store, everything that I used to do is, it doesn't matter where you are, right? People are people, and if you're able to talk, I can't stop talking. So I'm a yapper. Treat people like people, understand their needs, see where you can relate to them. So this is my backyard. So I'll ask everybody, hey, where are you from? Where do you live? Do you live in the area? Hey, so I live here too, and my kids go to school right behind us at the school. How about you? And we have so much more in common here, right? But to get them to walk through that door is definitely the services that Techy as a whole offers, which is, hey, my phone broke, my laptop's not working, my screen is broken, my battery is not holding a charge. Can you help me? Everything else I used to do at my other stores, go on Amazon, you can buy a new charger, right? Go on Amazon, my case broke, order a new case, right? But they can't sit home and fix their laptop issue. And for that reason, Techy is the way to go. It gets the door to open. And once they're in, they're yours. I can add my crystal case and, hey, don't you need an extra charger? Build a ticket on them. I need them to walk in the door. And the only way they're doing that is because of the services we provide.
I see. So from what I'm hearing, Techy's really been the leg up that gets people in the door. So really shortening like the setup time of building the reputation. But once they're in, you're a professional, you know what you're doing, you've been in the game, and you're able to build that relationship. After 5 months in the store, would you say that you've sort of like met a lot of people in the local community? Are you working with other businesses? I remember you mentioned Chamber of Commerce on a different time that we talked.
Absolutely. So there's no free lunch, right? Yeah. So the guy that thinks that he's going to buy a franchise, put his feet up, two people are going to run the store from, and there's a pot of money at the end of the month. I don't think there's any such animal. I work every day. I'm happy to work every day. I can't wait to get to work every day. Right. And I'm working on reviews every day, so my Google reviews come in, and I haven't turned a screw in 5 months. I have text in the back, but I get all the praise, which is, stroke my ego. That's the way to my heart. And they come out and say, AJ's such a great guy, AJ this and AJ that. But I'm in the front of the house running the business as a business. It doesn't matter if you're selling cupcakes, bicycles, or fixing a phone. Treat people nice, a big welcome when they walk in the door, relate to them, ask for their name, talk to them with their name, right? Hey, John, how are you? And then they'll come back. I've joined the local Chamber of Commerce in the 2 adjoining cities, gone to several meetings and given out cards and say, I'm here. We support not only you, but the local business community. Come in. You want to go fix an air conditioning, your plumbing company or whatever, you need your phone to work, send your guys to us. We'll quickly fix it and get your guys back on the road. There's a high school and a middle school right behind me where my kids happen to go. So advertising with them, say, hey, we're here. Parents, teachers, whoever, please come in. Happy to offer a discount for veterans, for our folks that wear our colors, for first responders. Come on in. A wanted discount, not for business only, but the right thing to do type discount that come in. We're here to help you. We're here to serve the community. We're part of your community.
It's good to hear. It's good to know that you're building these relationships with other people. Yeah, other than that, I just also wanted to ask, over the time that you've had the store open and just in general, what are some best practices and tips and tricks that you would recommend that every other Techie franchise owner also implement into their store?
So it's probably what we've done over the last 25 years at any business I've owned.
Yeah.
Be friendly, be nice, right? Treat people like people. We've all walked into that restaurant or that business. I did it last week. I walked into I'm not going to name a name, a grocery type business, local boutique that I walked into. There's a girl slouching there behind the counter. Could care less if I walked in. So I hate the silence. So I said hello and she said, hey. And I gave myself, a walk through the 2 aisles. She could care less if I'm in there, if I'm not in there, if I'm buying, if I'm not buying. I want every customer to be treated like family when they walk into my store. A big hello, a big welcome, break that barrier. Talk to them like people. Come on in and don't go for the home run, right? Be honest. Hey, you know what? This is probably not worth fixing. You'll do better if you go get a new phone. This phone is too old. If we fix this, chances are this is going to go wrong. Don't do this. Go to Verizon and get a new phone. Come back and see me for a new screen protector and make that $20 as opposed to trying squeezing 200 out of them, but they'll never come back because you've created a reputation like a shark that you're just looking for the money. Create that long term that, hey, AJ's a great guy. He's not going to steer me wrong. They'll come back. They'll send their family. They'll send their friends. And that's how you grow a business. And that's what's helped me over the years. And that's what I'm trying to do here.
I see. So the biggest tip is just prioritize how you talk to people and how you treat them more than making money or any specific like system or anything.
Money will come, right? You do right by them. They're there for a reason. Nobody wants free, right? So you treat them right, and the money will follow. But if you're trying to hit a home run every time, people aren't stupid, right? You overcharge or you're just not good practices. Steer them right, right? How would you want to be steered? How would you want your mom to be steered, right? Do right by them. And then eventually everything, it's a funny way. The universe has a funny way of balancing out, and eventually it all makes sense.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask as well a bit more of a specific question about building relationships and sort of committed customers. What's your experience been like with the Techie Save program? And is that something that you recommend other stores do? And how have you been able to sell that program to customers?
The Save program on paper is unbelievable, right? But there's a barrier. The guy that walks in the store, he wants his phone fixed, right?
Hmm.
So if he walks in and then I'm learning as I go to, right? What's the right quote unquote pitch? But he walks in with a broken phone and right away you're trying to sell him, hey, have you heard of Techy Save? Buy a Techy Save. He just wants to get to work and his kid broke his phone, right? He needs his phone to work. So I've learned that, hey, absolutely, we can fix this. We're here. We have the parts. It's going to cost you this much. And while you have his phone, quote unquote, he's stuck with you now, right?
Yeah.
You've given him a fair deal. You've offered him a discount. Maybe you'll throw in a free screen protector, whatever it is to make that sale, right? You're not rigid. You're willing to bend and flex. You say, hey, while you're here, have you heard of Techy Save? For $7.95 a month, these are the benefits. And if you would have done it today, it would have saved you this much on your thing and future repairs. You can come in, we'll give you a free charger, this benefit and that benefit, and do it that ease them into it, right? But every $7.95 adds up and you do enough of them, maybe you're covering half your rent, maybe all your rent, maybe you're paying 2 employees from there. And it's quote unquote, consistent revenue that'll help your little business.
It's good to hear. I also wanted to ask specifically, as you mentioned, the part of the business that you're familiar with is accessories and selling and inventory, but repairs are something that Techy has helped you out with. So in terms of hiring and training new technicians, what has been your experience like, and how has corporate really, push you along in that process of getting the technicians?
So the accessory end of it, or running the front of the house with my eyes closed, right? It's what I know how to do without any fault. But the back end of the house, the full service that we offer is absolutely, I'm as blind as they come. It's a whole new avenue for me. Techy corporate, Techy as a whole has held my hand every step of the way. I couldn't be happier. They have called to see how I'm doing. as far as new hires, I don't know how to do any of the repairs, right? And I don't want to learn how to do any repairs. I'm there to sell, and I have a technician in the back full time every day, two people that come in, do their thing. Don't teach me how to repair, and I won't teach you how to sell. Leave me alone. I leave them alone. The back of the house is theirs, right? But we've had a little turnover. One or two people moved on to out of the area. I've called corporate. They put up an ad right away. 50 resumes are coming my way, and it couldn't be easier to get, a fresh face behind the counter to, work in the back of the house for me. Every step of the way they've said, hey, try this. Have you done that? New advertising material. You should go see local farmers market and then put a tent out there, and all these little things, establishing yourself in the community, that's what eventually leads to business.
It's wonderful to hear. I also wanted to ask, so you mentioned a lot of physical marketing of talking to people and establishing yourself. Is there any sort of social media or online marketing? I heard you mention Google reviews earlier. So what kind of stuff in terms of like online have you been able to do to promote the store so far?
Funny, I'm a dinosaur. I've always hated all this stuff. Never had to do any advertising. I was in a mall, right? You walk up to me, need a charger, take your charger, buy a case, and go away, right?
Yeah.
But now I'm on this lonely island. The only way to do business is to get that door to open. And the only way to get that door to open is for somebody to know that you're there. So I believe in the Google reviews now. Now, 5 months in, people are coming. Hey, I've seen your reviews. They're 5-star. People are saying this about you and that about you. And this end of the business is you could be the greatest guy ever, but if I haven't broken my phone, there's no reason to come to my store, right? Mm-hmm. So even if they're hearing about you today, it doesn't mean that they're coming to you today, right? But you continue to attack it. I'm advertising in 2 local online papers and 1 physical. I am in both chambers of commerce. I show up and they're like, oh, you again, with the same black shirt and the Techy logo. Yeah. But it's repetition, the Google reviews, and eventually I have the text in the back, put up something on Facebook every day, on Instagram every day. And eventually enough people, I've been doing Facebook advertising, enough people look at it, and eventually the door's going to open.
Along those lines, are there any sort of challenges you've overcome in your time as a franchise owner? How did you grow from those experiences in the 5 months of owning the store so far?
So day one was like a deer in headlights. Yeah. These people are coming in, and that's the easy part, right? Bring me 50 people. I'm happy to talk in the middle of the circle and jump around and dance for you, right? No problem. And now these people are not stupid, right? These customers, and they start talking this technical jargon, right? And I'm kind of nodding and pretending that I know what's going on, right? So there is a learning curve. This is called an LCD and this is a digitizer. And to distinguish the difference, yeah. And I'm running to the back to ask my tech. But 5 months in, I feel like the wheels are finally turning and things are clicking that, hey, this particular model, you can change just the top on and the LCD is okay. It's a different price structure as opposed to this. Whereas initially I was running in the back and asking, now those things are starting to become, a little more seamless, and it's making more sense where you come in, I know this, I can offer you this, and I can upsell to this, as opposed to running in the back and saying, just 1 second, let me make sure we have that. And that silent, awkward spell is kind of dissipated.
It's good to hear you're getting more comfortable, and there's less and less words that you're not aware from the repair side now.
Or like they say, fake it till you make it, right? And
yeah, you're barely faking it anymore. Fully made it. Okay, and if you had any advice that you could give yourself on that first day, looking back, is there anything you'd recommend with your knowledge that you have now to your past self, in a sense?
Back, I think that I wouldn't do it differently. I think that, the confidence that the training and everything that Techy instills prior to opening, they bring you to, it's basically, Techy 101. And you learn the business side of it, you learn the repair side of it, and they really hold your hand. They are there, so don't be reluctant. Don't have an ego to say, what do I do now? Call, pick up the phone, email out, and there is a response right away. Ownership, management are truly on your side. Your success is theirs, and vice versa. And I think they're really there. I don't feel alone, I think that there's plenty of people in my corner that want me to succeed. And that part of it's been fantastic. So I wouldn't change a whole lot.
That's wonderful to hear. In terms of So far, the support, like you said, you've always been able to just call. Are there any specific names or faces you'd like to sort of shout out and say that they've been really helpful along your training and opening process, or even to this day?
So super patient and beyond knowledgeable is Mike. At headquarters, he knows both sides of the equation, and I probably asked the same 5 questions 20 times in different ways, and he answered them every single time. So big shout out to Mike. Bill and Tim I've known for 20 years, and couldn't be happier. And being on this side, being partners, being part of the franchise, they haven't treated me any different. They truly want me to succeed. Bothered Nicole 500 times. Hey, I need another tech. I needed this. What do I do with that? And every single time there's a quick text, there's a phone call. She picks up the phone every time and consistently there. And then at headquarters, there's also Techy with Brett. So with parts and accessories, any and every time I've called, picks up the phone, explains it to me, and then explains it to me again because I'm old and I forget, and then make sure that I get what I need to succeed.
It's I'm sure they'll all be happy to hear that their efforts are. I really want to also ask, looking in the other direction, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years with Techie? Do you plan on opening more locations or selling this one to another owner? Maybe any other sort of plans, but long term with Techie and the current store that you have, where do you see that growing into?
It's funny. I had this conversation with Bill not that long ago, and I told him that I definitely made the right choice, right? That I was a little hesitant to become part of a different under another umbrella. I've been my own thing for so long, but I've definitely made the right choice, and I'd love to see myself part of the Techie family long term. This store is going to take maybe another year or so to get to where I want it to be. There's so much more potential, right? And we are growing month to month, right? Things are getting better. The name is getting out there. But once this store is in cruise control, I see myself maybe another store. Maybe we get a store that might be underperforming and build that up. This is my baby now. I want this one. I want this one to be mine and grow it and continue that way.
And really, again, just thank you so much for your time here. Everything you've said, I feel, was really insightful. And so, if you have any specific deals or offers at your current store, and also take this time to shout out the location of it, what's something people could go in tomorrow and get repaired? And what's something that your store does really well that you'd recommend people come in for?
Any and all repairs we take in, but anything Apple, all parts, all everything in stock. Don't break your phone, but if you do, I know a guy. Back glass, we have laser machines. Make your phone look brand new again. Come in, come get a free screen protector from me. Right? Bug me. I'm happy to give one out. Come protect your phone. Don't break it, but I know a guy. We're here right in Coral Springs, right off Coral Ridge Drive, in front of the Walmart and next to Starbucks. There's a cookie crumble in there, so come get your cookie fix, your coffee fix, and get your phone fix at the same time.
Wonderful. And could you give us the address for the store as well?
All right, physical address
Yeah.
6059 Coral Ridge Drive, Coral Springs, Florida 33076. And phone number if you need to call the store 954-507-0510. And we're Techie Parkland if you look us up online.
Wonderful. So again, I thank you so much for being here, and I really do recommend to anyone watching to visit the location. AJ's a great guy, and the Parkland store, if you're looking it up in Google, on Google Maps, it will come up as Techie Parkland, I believe. But even though
That's
the
right.
actual location and the address is Coral Springs,
Coral Springs, but we're known as Techie Parkland.
yeah, right on the border. Whether you're from one side or the other or anywhere, just go to the store. And yeah, do you have any other words you'd like to leave people with before?
I truly appreciate the opportunity, guys. I hope to see you in the store, and more importantly, wishing everybody huge success. Any questions, I'm here. I'm happy to answer. If you don't want to talk to corporate and you want just a regular Joe Schmo that's doing it, the daily grind, I'm here. I'm happy to talk.
Yeah, if any other franchisees would like to contact, I'm sure that you have lots of advice now. But yeah, thank you so much.